So the first two fragrances on this list highlight the importance of knowing the difference between an eau de toilette and an eau de parfum. You see, H24 Eau de Toilette, a 2021 release from the House of Hermes, I'm going to put up at the top of my list. Friggin' amazing. However, Hermes' 2022 release, the Eau de Parfum, I would put in my bottom category, something I'm just not going to wear. Now, in theory, the only difference between an eau de toilette and an eau de parfum is the concentration. Eau de toilette's typically 5 to 15% of the fragrance oil. Eau de parfums, 15 to sometimes over 20%. However, in this case, they tweaked with the formula. Originally, this was an aromatic. It had a really nice metallic note with white florals. I thought it was a beautiful fragrance. If I had to compare it with a He-Man character, Man-at-Arms would be wearing this stuff.
Not bad at all.
However, with the H24 Eau de Parfum, they went a little bit crazy with the moss note. Yeah, the He-Man character pulling this off, Moss Man, one of my least favorite characters as a kid.
You talking to me?
And I have to say, I just don't want to be wearing and smelling like moss. I mean, seriously, what was the point of that character? And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be smelling like moss. Now, to start things off, let's be clear. This whole tier ranking thing is straight up my subjective opinion. I mean, this fragrance right here, Jean Paul Gaultier's Scandal Pour Homme, is a really solid fragrance. The top notes are clary sage, mandarin orange. In the middle, we've got caramel and tonka bean. At the base, vetiver. And overall, it was well received. That being said, I'm going to put it in my second lowest category, wait for discounters, because it reminds me of so many other fragrances I've got in my collection. One of those being Jean Paul Gaultier's 2019 release, Le Beau. So for me, the pickup was redundant. Now, if you love sweet fragrances, if you love caramel, and you don't have any fragrances in the Le Male Jean Paul Gaultier's whole collection, then definitely grab Scandal. It's then worth retail. But for me, I love it when a house introduces a fragrance that complements the fragrances already in their line. And that's why Bulgari's 2021 release, Bulgari Man Terra Essence, is so high up here. I'm putting it is damn good. In fact, if you're a fan of the well-received Gucci Guilty Absolute, you're going to love this one. Very similar. Now, the next two fragrances on today's list are from the house of Calvin Klein. We've got Defy EDT and Defy EDP. Now, the EDT has been described as generic, uninspiring, and I have to say, yeah, it is straight people pleaser. This one smells like 100 other fragrances on the market. So if you're at a discounter, and that's where I'm going to put this into the discounters, and you're able to find this thing, maybe give it a shot. Let's talk about the EDP on the other hand. This one is very different, much darker, and as you can tell, I got a big bottle here because I thought I was going to love this. Unfortunately, after I got this bottle, after I wore it a couple times, I realized it is pretty much a clone of a fragrance I already have in my wardrobe. And that is Dolce & Gabbana's 2020 release, K Eau de Parfum. Both of these are spicy, aromatic blue fragrances. However, the CK stays true to the brand. It does not last very long. I get a lot more longevity out of Dolce & Gabbana's K. So for that reason, Calvin Klein's Defy Eau de Parfum is going to go right in there. Wait till discounters. At the same time, this elevated the Eau de Parfum by K in my eyes, and I'm going to put it right in the center, worth full retail. Now, at this point, some of you guys are saying, well, Antonio, that wasn't too smart. Buying a 200 ml bottle of a fragrance you can't return that you're not going to wear very often. Well, gentlemen, if you'd like to date a fragrance before you commit, you need to check out today's sponsor, Scentbird. Now, gents, I've talked about Scentbird for years because I love what these guys do. Scentbird makes it simple for you to discover, for you to try, for you to actually figure out what fragrances you like. They do this by sending you a generous amount of the perfume. In this vial right here, you've got enough for a solid month so that you can wear this day in, day out for weeks at a time and figure out if this fragrance is right for you. Now, over at the Scentbird website, you have hundreds of options, but if that sounds overwhelming, they've got a simple quiz right there that you can go through and they can point you in the right direction of the fragrances that you should try. That being said, if you see a particular fragrance that you want to try, you want to start off with, then grab it for $17 a month. Scentbird sends you a new fragrance every single month so that you can give it a shot and try it. And Scentbird carries some of the most popular brands out there. We're talking Prada, Versace. Now, if you're looking to wear a fragrance that no other guy is wearing, check out Stag Eau de Parfum by The Maker. Or maybe you want a unisex fragrance. Check out French Leather Eau de Parfum. Or maybe you're really daring, then check out Iaso Vert, their Boozy Patchouli. Or maybe you just want a no-brainer blue fragrance that's going to work for pretty much any occasion. Check out Dylan Blue. Tons of options on the website. So instead of going out there and buying a full bottle and finding out, you know what, everyone loves this except me, guys, you can try the fragrance for a month. You can actually date it before committing. That's what Scentbird is all about. And of course, gents, to get the best deal on the web, use that link in the description of today's video with the code REALMEN55 to save 55% off your first order with Scentbird. Next two fragrances on this list from one of my favorite houses, Tom Ford, and I have both the EDP and the Parfum version, Costa Azzurra. So the Parfum came out in 2022, the EDP in 2021. I had the EDP for a lot longer than I had the Parfum, and I have to say that the difference is tiny. Maybe I'm picking up because I've read that this one has a deeper base with an amber in it, but I find that these are almost interchangeable when I'm going to wear them and how they smell to me. Now, what's great is the Eau de Parfum. I think you can even find out there on discounters. The Parfum, not so much, but I would say that you should probably wait till it's on discounters, especially if you already have the EDP. That being said, if you're in a box store, you smell it, you're able to get a deal, then of course grab it at any point. But this one just being more expensive, I would just spray a bit more on of the EDP than grab the Parfum. So the Parfum, I'm putting into that second lowest category, discounter, not because I don't like the fragrance. It's amazing, but I just feel it's redundant with the EDP, which I will put in worth retail. Next up, let's talk about Tom Ford's 2021 release, Ebene Fume. Now the top notes here are going to be incense, Palo Santo, black pepper, violet leaf. In the middle, we've got leather, labdanum, cade oil, papyrus, and rose. And at the base, resins, ebony, and guaiac wood. I'm going to be straight, gents. I like these type of fragrances. And for that reason, I'm going to put it into damn good. That being said, don't blind buy. This is definitely a challenging, heavy scent. The next two fragrances on this list, 2022 releases, we have Ombre Leather Parfum, and then we've got Noir Extreme Parfum. I resisted grabbing these because I had the EDPs of both of them. And I have to say, I shouldn't have, because both of these are better than the EDPs. With the Noir Extreme, it is slight, but there's just something deeper, it's richer. And with the Ombre Leather, I found the original EDP is not something I would ever grab, almost unwearable because of how harsh it was. They fixed that in the Parfum. This one is absolutely beautiful. So both these fragrances are going into my top category, friggin' amazing. Now, gents, if you're enjoying today's video, you want to see more like it, do me a favor and smash the like button. Yes, it lets the YouTube fragrance gods know that, hey, this video is worth watching. They'll share it, they'll pass it around, and when I see videos that get good views, I look to create more like it. So I appreciate it when you let me know you like a video. The next fragrance on this list, Carolina Herrera's 2022 release, Bad Boy Cobalt Parfum Electrique. Now, this was a really interesting fragrance, especially if you're familiar with all the other fragrances in the Bad Boy line. This one went completely in a different direction. I don't even understand how it's a flanker. It just is so different. Now, longevity is good. Projection is good. I feel it's a little bit synthetic, but if you like that, if you want something that actually is unique, nobody seems to be wearing or talking about, this is a pretty good buy. I've seen this compared to Coach for Men. For me, it's bluer than Coach for Men. That being said, it's probably just as versatile. And for that reason, I have to put it right here in the middle and say it's probably worth retail if you can get your nose on it and you like it. Now, speaking of Coach, you're probably going to see the new Coach fragrance out there, Open Road. And I have to say, it is a beautiful bottle. And the notes are solid. At the top, we've got red apple, lemon. In the middle, pepper, clary sage, lavender. And at the base, vetiver, cedar, and patchouli. That being said, once I put this on, I realized I already have many fragrances like this in my collection. F by Ferragamo. It really doesn't stand out. It's a nice fragrance, but I would not recommend paying full retail. Find it at discounters. The next two fragrances we're talking about are from the House of Burberry, and this is the 2021 Hero and 2022 Hero EDP. Now, the EDT is a woody, aromatic, spicy, really simple fragrance that I have to say, is good. Now, it's not going to win awards for originality, but if you were to gift this to a guy, it's not a bad scent for somebody that is new to fragrances. Top note is bergamot. Middle notes, juniper and black pepper. And at the base, interestingly, we've got Atlas cedar, Virginian cedar, and Himalayan cedar. Now, I have to admit that base kind of cracks me up because really did they bring in 3 different types of cedar there? In any case, cedar is something that is mass appealing. You've got the citrus at the top, and the center is a little bit of sweetness. It's a nice fragrance. Now, the Eau de Parfum is completely different, and I like that they did this. They didn't just strengthen the EDT. They said, you know what? It wasn't really well received, the EDT. Let's change this up and go in a different direction. So this is an amber, woody, spicy fragrance, and the top notes are going to be pine needles and Ulbanum. In the middle, we've got benzoin and incense, and at the base, again, Atlas cedar, Himalayan cedar, and Virginian cedar. Now, most people are sleeping on these fragrances, and to be honest, they're not going to be probably in anyone's top 10 categories of all time. But in the last few years, for the price, I'd have to say that these are a great deal, and they're solid entries, solid fragrances. So for both of these fragrances right here, I'm going to put right into the center worth full retail. Next up, gents, let's go over to the house of Armani, and let's talk about their 2021 release, Profondo Lights, along with Acqua di Gio, the new eau de parfum released in 2022. Now, I'm not sure why Profondo Lights got looked over. This is a solid fragrance. Maybe there were too many. It came out too quickly after Profondo. A lot of people didn't like Profondo. I love it, but the aquatic notes can be too much. For some people, it smells like, things are rotting there at the ocean. That is a slight note in the Profondo. But in Profondo Lights, it really downplays the maritime smell. It's still there, but it really goes more into the freshness. And that's why I love this. This is just a hot summer fragrance. Now, the eau de parfum, in my opinion, could replace the original for most people out there looking for their first Acqua di Gio. This one is a modern interpretation of the original, and I think they've done an excellent job. It projects, it's strong. I wore this the other day and had another guy actually asking me, he was at Starbucks, and he was like, man, what are you wearing? I love it. I need to get that. And I tried to explain to him, may have gone a little bit over his head. Hopefully he grabbed the right one. Really nice kid. But yeah, this one just people love the smell of. And I say that about the young man, not to be mean. It's just simply that these houses are coming out with so many options. And if you're not familiar with the terminology, it can be confusing. Hence why I try to make these videos. Now, where am I going to put these fragrances? I'm going to put them right up there in that second highest category, damn good, because they are both damn good. The next Armani I want to talk about is the Code Parfum. This one was released in 2022 and it's getting great reviews. Having it for a while now, I can see why. If you already have the original code, this may feel a bit redundant. It is stronger, it projects more, it's more powerful, and it really sticks with the idea that a parfum should be a higher, stronger concentration. But I do feel that this one is a bit more modern, so if you want to step up, you're going to, instead of buying the original code, grab the new parfum. This one is a solid pick. And for that reason, I'm going to say it's worth full retail. Next up, let's throw a fragrance under the bus. Again, this is my subjective opinion, and a lot of you guys may like Mont Blanc Legend Red. For me, this really did nothing. I don't even understand why they released it. And I think the frustrating part is I really like the idea of the notes. You see this blood orange, grapefruit, cardamom at the top. In the middle, clary sage, juniper berry, cedar. At the base, atlas cedar, mahogany, tonka bean. I mean, it sounds amazing, but what you get is really a weaker version of Legend. It doesn't have much staying power, which I don't really expect much from Mont Blanc fragrances, but I thought that they would at least copy a really good one, but it seems like, again, they just copied, mediocre fragrances out there. If you already have Legend, if you've got Dolce & Gabbana's K, the EDT, then you've pretty much got this fragrance, and yeah. So boom, down there at the bottom. Next up on the list, we've got 2022's Versace Eros Parfum. For some reason, I missed this one going out. I was able to snag one, and in the couple wears, well, actually, it was more like one wear, this thing lasts for 2 days. The longevity on this thing is beast mode. It smells pretty much the same to my nose as the eau de parfum, which was a little bit more refined than the eau de toilette. So basically, it's not as harsh as the EDT, and it has a little bit of smoothness down at the base. That being said, would I recommend, if you already have the eau de parfum, to grab this one? The answer is going to be no. Just spray a little bit more on and you'll still, and really, who needs to smell like something you sprayed on a week ago? So for that reason, I'm going to put this down into the discounter level. I think it's a great fragrance if you don't own any Versace Eros. And again, you find it at a discounter, then grab the parfum. This one is beautiful, and I do think a man, in his 40s, 50s, even 60s could pull this off. Now, gents, if you've ever worn a fragrance that is so good, you're complimenting yourself, do me a favor, smash that like button. Seriously, when you engage with these videos, you let the YouTube gods know that, hey, this video is worth watching.
Wait a minute.
Now for this next house, I guess I should thank him because they're going to fill up the bottom of my tier list. Yeah, I'm talking about the house of Ralph Lauren. If you've watched my videos, you guys know I don't really talk about these fragrances because I feel they're resting on their laurels and their releases aren't exciting, and in some cases I feel are a bit deceptive. When I saw this one come out, it's in a green bottle. I was expecting them to stick with the classic, maybe give me a modern variation. Instead, with this Polo Cologne Intense, Eau de Parfum, I got something that is very different from the classic green, and I really didn't like it. Now again, I'm not saying it's a bad fragrance, but it just wasn't for me. Now if you're not familiar with the original Polo Green, get your nose on this. You may like it, and when it shows up at discounters, grab it. But for me, I'm going to put it in my lowest category, something I'm not going to wear, because when it comes down to it, expectations of a fragrance, especially if you've been in the game for a while, they are real. Also, naming should have something to do with it. So this is their Polo Red Eau de Parfum. It came out in 2020, and I have to say, I expect from an Eau de Parfum to be stronger than the Eau de Toilette. It's very similar to if you've got the original Polo Red. I felt that this was incredibly redundant. I didn't see any improvement in strength. And so for that reason, again, I've got to put it down into, just something I'm not going to wear. Now the Ralph's Club Parfum, which was the 2022 release, is better. It's like they took the original and they just added a bit more complexity to it. Yeah, if you're going to go with one Ralph's Club, go with the Parfum, and that one I'm going to put at, I'd pay full retail for that one. And really quick, I do need to give a shout out to the Polo Deep Blue Parfum by Ralph Lauren. Of all the blue fragrances, I feel that this one is the best in the line. Now, just because this is my favorite in the blue line isn't saying much, because I really don't like that line. That being said, this one is decent. And so I wanted to give it, a little bit of acknowledgement here. It reminds me of Acqua di Gio Profondo, which is actually one of my favorites in that line, and the C notes actually really make this one set apart, and it's got great longevity. So for that reason, I would say find this at retail and you really like it, it's worth paying full retail for. Next up, we've got the House of Victor and Rolf Spice Bomb, an amazing fragrance. Spice Bomb Extreme, amazing as well. But when they came out with Night Vision, that one really turned off a lot of people. The EDT, it was just so different. They didn't feel it was a great flanker. I disagree. I think that it is it's a good fragrance, and I think that the EDP, the Eau de Parfum, is even better. Now, the note breakout on the Eau de Parfum is actually really complex. I'm not even going to list them out. I'm going to show them really quick on the screen, zip through these super fast, because there's a lot of notes. But if you smell it closely, you can actually pick up the pistachio. It's deeper, it's richer than the EDT. I don't feel as synthetic smelling. And for that reason, I got to put it in my second highest category as damn good. But it's the 2021 Infrared, which I think is the real winner right here. When it comes to an expected Spice Bomb flanker, Infrared is really, I think it sticks with the DNA. It's spicy, it's strong, it's powerful, and that cinnamon note. This is going to get you compliments. It's a sexy fragrance. I absolutely love it. For that reason, I got to put it up with, friggin' amazing. Next up, we've got Luna Rossa Ocean, a 2021 release from Prada. And I have to admit, initially, when I got this fragrance, I was expecting, the name Ocean. So I was expecting an aquatic. It is not. Now, what you get here is an aromatic, musky, powdery lavender fragrance that is relatively clean. And now that I've worn it quite a few times, I like it. So if you like Prada Homme, if you like Armani Coat, imagine if they had a love child. That for me is this fragrance. In addition, it's got great longevity. So for that reason, I got to give this damn good. The second highest category. Next up, let's talk about Paco Rabanne's Phantom. This one has been panned, and I think a lot of it has to do with the design. Yes, it's tacky, but you know what? The juice is solid. A citrus, vanilla, earthy, lavender-based fragrance. This thing is a really unique combination. Now, I've seen some people compare this to Jean-Paul Gaultier's Scandal or Bad Boy Le Parfum. To me, no, very different. This has a unique profile. You got to get your nose on this thing, but if you like citrus, if you like something sweet, this may be the one for you. But where am I going to place it, guys? I like it, but I find I just don't wear it very often. So for that reasons, I'm going to put this down in the discounter rack. It almost made it right there paying full retail, but I think if you look around, you can find some great deals on this. Now, what about Invictus Victory? This was a 2021 release, and if you go to any, Sephora, Ulta, you're going to see this right on the shelf. It's a good fragrance when you understand what Invictus is about. This is for the younger guy. It's going to smell synthetic, but if you want something that's sweet, you want something that's got a bit of an amber base, something that's got decent longevity and projection. Some people compare it to Paco Rabanne's Excess, other people to Axe body sprays, but if you like that kind of smell, there's nothing wrong with liking that smell. This is a great pickup. That being said, would I pay full retail for it? No. And for that reason, I'm going to put this down in discounters. An interesting scent, I think, for a younger guy. Again, if you can get a great deal on it, grab it. But Now, these next two releases were a bit confusing to me because they both start off with an incredibly strong grapefruit note. I'm talking about Italian Love, a 2022 release, and Forever, Light Blue Forever. Both of these, when I got Light Blue Forever, absolutely loved it. And it was super high on my list. And then I smelled this one. I'm like, it's about the same thing. This one's a little bit more harsh. This one's more versatile, so now that I've had a chance to wear them multiple times, I can see the difference, and now if I had to choose one, I'd probably go with Italian Love. So for that reason, Italian Love, I am going to put in Damn Good. Forever used to probably be in Damn Good, but I'm going to put it in, I would still pay full retail. What I would not do is grab both of these. You're going to have to choose one, and my pick would be Italian Love. Now the next house on this list, pretty much every fragrance they put out is friggin' amazing. That being said, they can make it confusing because whenever you say Sauvage, you're talking about Eau Sauvage, you're talking about Sauvage, which version of Sauvage? Because yes, they've got now 5 versions of Sauvage, and this is the Elixir. Came out in 2021. I've talked about this before. Absolutely a beautiful fragrance. And I'm going to put this up at friggin' amazing. A warm, fresh, spicy, aromatic, woody fragrance that is an absolute masterpiece. But you want to get your nose on this thing. And if you're going to spray, only go with 1 or 2 sprays. This stuff is powerful. And gents, if you were only to have 2 fragrances in your collection, let's say you really like that Dior Sauvage Elixir, and you wanted something that's lighter, something that's powdery, something that you can wear year round, Dior Homme, the 2020 version, would be a solid pick. Now this one right here was created, I think, for the American audience, and it's got good longevity. It is masculine, yet it's still fresh, and again, incredibly versatile. I'm going to put this in the highest level, friggin' amazing. It really is a solid entry. That being said, if you do get your nose on it, you're like, you know, I want something slightly different. Maybe I want something that's just lighter. Well, check out the Dior Homme Sport, because that's exactly what it is. It's the same thing, but lighter, not as heavy. Or maybe you want more of the citrus. You want something geared towards the summer, something for hot weather. Check out the cologne. It's got a really nice citrus top, still maintains the DNA of that Dior Homme 2020. What I like about these is you can look around, they're relatively easy to find, and just absolutely both of them stunners. And for that reason, I've got to put these up again at the highest level. Friggin' awesome. Next up, we've got Azzaro's The Most Wanted. And yes, there is Most Wanted, there is Wanted. This line can get pretty confusing, but both of these relatively new releases. This was a 2021, The Most Wanted, and then The Most Wanted Parfum, a 2022 release. Now the 2021 release, The Most Wanted, is a relatively simple scent profile. At the top, you've got cardamom, in the middle, toffee, and at the base, amberwood. It's a warm, spicy, woody, amber-based fragrance that isn't overly sweet. Overall, I really like this one, and I would definitely pay retail for it, but in this category, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in Damn Good. I think it's solid. The Most Wanted Parfum, though, doesn't just make it stronger, it really changes the note profile. Again, really simple. At the top, we've got ginger, in the middle, wood notes, and at the base, bourbon vanilla. In a nutshell, this is a vanilla, woody, a little bit spicy fragrance that the ladies are going to love. And yeah, I kind of wrestled with where do I put this one. I think that if you are looking for a brand new sweet fragrance that you're going to get compliments on, that not too many people are wearing because it's a little bit harder to find. You got to buy it, look for it around. I'm going to go ahead and put this into friggin' amazing. Yeah, probably doesn't deserve to be there, but for this video, I'll just throw it in there. Next up, let's talk about Emporio Armani's Stronger With You. This line, especially the original, is just an amazing fragrance. And I talked about this for the longest time. I avoided this line because I didn't like the name of the fragrance. Yes, it's stupid, but it's just the way it is. I'd have to say that the leather is one of the best entries when it comes to flankers. It's like the original Intense one, except just smoother. And the leather that's added isn't overpowering. It's just a small nuance, and you can pick it up. Really just a beautiful fragrance. Now, you only. I'd have to say, or only you, whatever. This one, just didn't do anything for me. The citrus mixed in, I see what they were trying to do, but it's like they already did that with the freeze, and yeah, I just wasn't that impressed. So this 2022 version, I would skip on. In fact, I'm going to put it in my lowest category, but the leather one here, I think is a sleeper, friggin' amazing, and I'm going to put it in my highest category, friggin' amazing. Now, gents, I know I did not hit every new fragrance in this video. So if you want to see more, if you've got particular requests, let me hear it down below in the comments. So what video to watch next? How about amazing fragrances that nobody seems to talk about? Really, these are flying under the radar. Which fragrances am I talking about? Guys, click on the video right here to find out.